Hey guys, it's Danny. Yeah, I know, long time no post. Well, I've been a bit busy with some stuff, including aquariums. I'm gonna tell you towards the end of this video what I'm gonna show you. Very exciting. But today's topic has nothing to do with my future projects, but with this tank, which looks horrifying. We'll get to why it looks like that. But algae, trust me, are nothing to worry about. What I'm worrying about with this tank is the constant influx of damselfly larvae. I made a video a couple of weeks ago talking about it. If you missed it, check it down below in the description. Well, you guys, they keep appearing, which means I do have a serious infestation here. So just me hunting them down, it's not working out. And I'm also seeing less and less shrimp babies, which is horrifying. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna redo the tank. I need to intervene. I need to move these shrimps because they are getting eaten one by one, and that's not funny. These are not shrimps that I can find every day of the week here where I live. So yeah, I need to save them. Now, this is part of the reason why I kind of let this tank go, and it got this bad because I actually removed all of the kabomba in the back, and all of a sudden there's an excess of nutrients. And yes, I should have put something else in the back to balance it out, but I decided not to because I was going to redo the tank anyway. And I actually started to work on a new tank for them this morning. And when I got to the planting part, surprise, there's no tap water. Yeah, a pipe broke in the neighborhood, so I will not have tap water for the rest of the day. Hopefully it's gonna come back tonight, but yeah, I need to cycle the tank anyway. I need to go through all of that process, but I'm gonna do the tank a little bit differently. In my shrimp tanks, I actually use Tropica soil, which I get along with pretty well. But it just so happens that in this particular scenario, it's not working out that great for me because it is depleting way too fast. It's also not buffering the pH like it used to. Right now, it's creeping towards the 7 mark from 6.5 or so. And yes, I am using reverse osmosis water, but it just got depleted. It's not buffering, and it kind of tends to do that. Now, in a normal planted tank, you would not see the effects all that bad because you would fertilize the water column. It is part of Tropica regimen. But in the shrimp tanks, I prefer not to super fertilize the water column. I'm a little bit iffy with that and shrimps. Again, particularly because these are pretty rare here in my area. So I was relying mainly on what the substrate was offering. And guess what? It's really not offering all that much anymore. And the red crystal shrimp tank, which is off right now, in there you can see the effects pretty badly. Some of the plants have stopped growing, and that's not good. So in this tank, what I actually have is a pretty thick layer of ADA Amazonia version 2 plus power sand. It is secondhand. If you guys remember, I actually had an ADA setup, or maybe you don't remember. I know I filmed it. So when I came back from Amsterdam from my vacation, it was full of algae because I had to leave in the middle of cycling it, and you don't play around with ADA. If you cannot do the water changes, do not use ADA. And well, I just happened to be gone for a week and everything went very south. But I kept the soil because it's expensive and because it was brand new. So what I'm doing now is putting it under a layer of Tropica soil because it mixed in with the power sand, and those two things should not be on top. If you know the ADA system, you know what I'm talking about. There is a specific way of layering those soils. Since they got mixed up, I need to put them as a sort of a base layer. And you know what? It works absolutely fantastic. Let me show you. So this is Johnny's tank. Remember Johnny, the betta fish we saved? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the entire story about him in further detail some other time, but the short story of how I saved him is down below in the description. Look how beautiful he is. Such a pretty boy. Okay, so this is his tank. We have that same layer of ADA, used ADA, Amazonia, and power sand, and on top a little bit of Tropica. And look at this tank. It does not have CO2, by the way. Yeah, look at it. It is beautiful. And the plants grow so much better in ADA. I mean, I have to give it to them. They are much more soil focused, in my opinion, than Tropica. Tropica is a system with water, column fertilization, and soil. ADA is rather more with the soil in this combination that I used. So no CO2, this is the effect that I got. Yes, please, for my shrimps. And also the pH is much more stable here. So anyway, long story short, there was no real need for me to try and save this tank, knowing that the Tropica soil is depleting. Also, I don't know how many more damselfly larvae I have. Also, am I in the mood to fight the algae? Maybe not, because I cannot really put a lot of animals here other than the black crystal shrimps and some autos, which by the way, they get caught in this hair algae. They don't like living here. I moved all of the autocinkless fish from here to a different tank. But because I do need to go through the cycling process with this tank, even if it's not going to leach that much ammonia because the Amazonia is already leached as it was, it still needs at least a week of going. And I'm having issues today. Like literally yesterday, I fished another 2 damselfly larvae from here. I need to do something about this tank today. Problem is I have nowhere to put these shrimps. I don't want to mix them with other shrimps. So here is my compromise. Ta-da! So I got myself a breeder box. This is a net breeder box that I intend to put in this tank. Now, this tank also has shrimps. I have here some shrimps that you maybe don't know. There aren't many of them, but they're here. Let me find one for you guys. Look at that. That is a blue tiger, or actually orange eye blue tiger shrimp. Initially I thought, well, what to do? I'm gonna mix them. I have no choice, especially because these guys didn't really breed. So I thought, oh, I only have females here. I need to breed them with something. But again this morning, just as I was thinking that, I see a pregnant female. So yeah, they are reproducing. So I really don't want to mix them. Hence why I am going for the breeder box. I'm just hoping it fits in here. I think it's gonna fit in that corner. So what I'm gonna do is spend the next, I don't know how many hours, fishing out all of the adults from this tank and all of the babies, and I'm gonna put them in the breeder box because I'm telling you guys, I had so many babies in here and now I can barely see some of them. This is not good. So I have to act fast and you guys will join me today. All right, so first off, let's open this breeder box. I have a camera in between me and the box, so this is awkward, but I don't think it requires a lot of assembly. It's practically, oh, oops, okay. Yeah, okay, maybe I should go and do this on the table. So here we have the instructions of life, I might add. Assemble the frame, pull the nylon netting over it and fix aluminum straps to upper frame. I mean, you cannot get more explicit than this. All right, so I've actually never assembled one of these types of breeder boxes. I had plastic ones, but you know, how hard can it be, right? I'm guessing it's gonna go like this. These are bendable. Yes, they are. So the nylon should go over the low frame, right? So we also have 2 little threads here to tighten it. So let's make a nice little bow. And here we have it, the little breeder box. Now, if I could fit it in this tank, that would be swell. Oh no, I didn't think this through. Alrighty, let's try to slide it in from this side. I have a pretty low shelf here, but I think it fits. Yes, it does. There we have it. I do want to actually put it on this side. I have more space here. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. All I want to do is just have it sit here just for a week or so, not more. And these guys don't need a whole lot of space. I just don't want to mix them with the orange eyes because they are reproducing. Is that the female? Maybe that's the female with eggs. This will definitely do. I'm gonna put a few plants inside there. And now comes the fun part of actually catching each and every one of those shrimps, including the tiny babies, which will take me forever, but it must be done. And already there is so much commotion in the tank because I introduced something new. Look at all of the little tigers. They're cute. These are the shyest shrimps I have, which is so sad because they are very cute. But fun fact, they are almost completely blind from what I understand. That's why their eyes are orange or yellow. But actually shrimp don't need eyesight. They rely more on scent and actually feeling around with their antennae. And they really didn't need to see that I introduced something in the tank for them to detect it. And when I give them food, they do sense it immediately and they come to the front of the tank. Acclimation isn't necessary because the parameters are absolutely identical in these two tanks. Alright, so I think I did transfer almost all of them, if not all of them. I still have a lot of work to do, but I'll take my time today and see if I can find any more shrimplets. Definitely the adults are all here, and it's kind of heartbreaking to see how low shrimplets I still have left. I had a ton of them and they're nowhere to be found. So yeah, those little buggers really did a number. So from now on, I'm gonna be super extra mega careful with the plants that I purchase for my shrimp tanks. Since there isn't a fish to take care of these pests, they're kind of defenseless. So from now on, only in vitro plants or plants that I already had for a while in my tanks or plants that have been grown immersed. Nothing that cannot be grown immersed anymore. No kabombas, no elodias, no egerias, no vallisneria, nothing like that. I'm even considering not adding moss unless it's coming from an in vitro cup. Because yeah, I learned my lesson and oh boy, look how little shrimplets I still have. I mean, you can see them, but I promise you I had a lot more than that, and they're not in the tank. They're gone. They have been eaten up, so yeah, very sad. But we're gonna end it on a positive note. Let me show you what projects I have upcoming. My tanks are gone. There's nothing left. And this is because I sold them all to get a much bigger tank. One of the things that I've actually never done ever since I started keeping aquariums a million years ago, one thing I never had was a big aquarium. I've never had anything bigger than 100 and a little liters. So I was always kind of limited with the types of fish that I could have. I only ever had tiny little fish, and secretly I've always dreamed of having a big tank. So I thought, well, 'tis the time. Because what is better than 3 or 4 80-liter aquariums? A 240-liter aquarium. Now, yes, I could have gone bigger than this, obviously, but the bigger the tank, the bigger the price, the more water it needs, the more maintenance it needs, and so on and so forth. So you know what? 240 liters, that's okay with me. In gallons, I think that's about 63 gallons. So this should give me enough space to have some fish that I've never had and I've always wanted to have. So the tank that I got is an Aquael OptiSet 240. And yeah, the price is actually very good for this tank. And it's not only the tank, it is also the cabinet, and they're both white. I love white cabinets or white aquariums or white framed aquariums. So yes, I'm incredibly excited for this tank. And no, don't worry, Hellboy didn't go anywhere. I still have my fish. They're in these little quarantine tanks for now. Yes, I do still have my zebra pleco. There he is. He or she, I'm not entirely sure. It will love the bigger tank, and guess what? Now I can actually keep more of them, not just one. One was okay for an 80-liter aquarium, but in a 240, I can keep 2 or 3, maybe, I don't know, because they are truly amazing fish. Now, because some of you might already know what the zebra pleco requires, you might also have a guess of the type of fish that I kind of want to keep in the big tank. Yeah, they're hot water fish because the zebra pleco is a hot water fish as well. Not everybody will go back in the big aquarium. I will most likely do a tinier planted tank because I just adore the sparkling gouramis. Oh my goodness, the way they make those little noises every morning. But I cannot keep them, they're too tiny. I cannot keep them in the big tank. So I'm gonna have to make a tinier tank for them, and also for Hellboy. Anyway, I do have tanks for Hellboy. He's not one to necessarily enjoy 240 liters. He can do well in smaller tanks. So don't worry, Hellboy is not going anywhere. The zebra pleco is staying. The neons are staying. The sparkling gouramis are staying, although not in the same tank. But in the big tank, yeah, we will have some pretty awesome hot water fish. And you might guess which fish they are, probably, because hey, I live in a hot country. Might as well, right? Might as well. And I guess for everybody, it's a dream to keep these fish. Yeah, okay, fine, discus. I want to have some discus. I want to try it. I want to see how it goes. And yes, the tank does have a lid, so I will not have issues with water evaporation nor with jumping fish. I hear discus are jumping fish. Now, of course, I'm going to take you guys along for the journey, how I'm going to set it up, all of that fun stuff, but it's a long-term project because what's next here is for me to remove these two shelves, which if you're coming from the Orchid channel, you might know them. Bad decision to put shelves stuck on the wall because currently I'm using IKEA shelves. They're much more functional, and these guys have always been kind of out of place. It's the first room I ever designed as a plant room, and yeah, I learned from my mistakes, but I've always wanted these guys pretty much out. So 'tis the time. I'm gonna remove these two shelves, then I will have to repair the wall, of course, and I'm gonna have to paint it because we have wounds of the past on the wall. So yeah, the wall will be where the big tank will be and also where some smaller shrimp tanks will be. I absolutely adore my IKEA shelf that I think I showed you in a previous video. If not, I'm gonna do a tour at some point. So I'm gonna put more IKEA shelves there with maybe tiny shrimp tanks, which are very low maintenance for me, and I love shrimps, and also the betta tanks, because I do currently have 3 bettas. So they will all be here on this wall in an optimized way, but it's gonna take a while. Yes, I did sell everything and I got the tank and the stand, but from here on, I need to pay for the filter, for everything that goes inside, decorations, soil, all of that fun stuff. So I'm gonna take it one step at a time because I can't just buy everything and like do it tomorrow. I wish I could, but I can't. So I'm just gonna buy the filter now, and then in about a month, maybe all of the other decorations, and then in another month, the plants, and then in another month, the fish, and so on and so forth. They're not cheap fish. So I'm gonna take it slowly, but I think it's gonna be an amazing journey, and yeah, I will take you guys along for the journey. And in the meantime, we're just gonna do videos on my bettas and on the shrimps. Hope you'll have the patience to stay tuned, and yeah, I promise I'll film more often. And to wrap up this video, a little look-see at my Sulawesi tank. Somebody saw it and fell in love with it because it looks so beautiful. It actually does, and it looks better if the glass is cleaner, but it's okay, I didn't have time. Everybody's doing fantastic. I have baby shrimps again. The whole colony is doing absolutely fantastic. I love this tank so much. I really do also like how those LEDs create little ripples and shadows in the water. Absolutely love it. And by the way, the new tank, it has this, well, not this type of LEDs, but it doesn't have that milky, let's say, type of a lamp. It's clear, so I will have these nice ripples in the new tank as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because I absolutely enjoy this so much. So yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll keep you up to date with my shrimps. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope you'll enjoy the journey with me. I'm gonna make reviews for everything that I use, and yeah, I'm gonna show you everything. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited, you guys. It's the first time I have a big tank in almost 20 years. I've been waiting for this moment for almost 20 years, and it feels so good. And I know it's not a super big tank, but it's the biggest one I've ever had, and I'm so excited for the discus, and yeah, we'll see if I do good with them. Alrighty, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video and hanging out with me, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!